What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Bump Date. We are on week 16 Bump Date episode. I'm currently 16 weeks and 6 days pregnant. So crazy. I feel like baby really stood out this week. Like, I think my bump just kind of like just appeared. So crazy, because I literally just woke up one morning and I was like, oh my gosh, you are bigger than you were last week. What is going on? So that was really interesting, but baby is apparently the size of an avocado. So cute. And I got another baby app to look at just because I want to make sure I'm getting as much information as I can throughout this pregnancy. And the second app had a way to like estimate baby size based off of movie relics. And so if you guys have seen the movie Anastasia from like way back in the day, her little dancing like little pocket thing that if it opened and there's little dancers in it, like apparently it says the baby's that size. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute because I loved that movie so much. So that was really cool. My app also says that baby is a rough 4 to 5 inches long, which is crazy because baby was so small when we had our ultrasound at week 13. So it's just so crazy to know that this little human in there is just growing. It's so nuts. Another cool thing that I read too is that their eyes are now like moving and stuff. So baby's eyes can be kind of like flickering and looking around even though their eyelids won't open. And I think they said by week 18, baby can hear my voice. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. You guys, I literally just, and then I was reading my What to Expect When Expecting book, and I think it said by week 17 or week 18, the baby's heartbeat is regulated by its brain by that point. Now, I didn't read that and then go do research to see what that really means, but to me, I was like, oh my gosh, like, they're making it sound like baby's heartbeat, which started like a long time ago, was literally just pumping away without the brain telling it to pump away. Like, it just was its own organ doing its thing. And like how, I don't know if this is wrong, okay, but just think for a second if this is true. Like, how beautiful is that of all the things to be functioning first in the baby, it is the heart, and it's not even controlled by the brain yet. It's literally just by creation and by design, like perfect design. Ugh, I literally was in awe last night when I read that. I was like, that's so insane to me. But yeah, so there's a lot of new things going on with baby, a lot of growth, a lot of change, which is very exciting, very cool. And I guess we'll just carry on with the bump date questions. So as I said, I am 16 weeks and 6 days now, so almost 17 weeks. Wow, I feel like time is just flying. Like, I found out at 4.5 weeks and I'm already at almost 17 weeks. Very nuts. So I'm just in my second trimester, like in the middle, I think. And then what size is baby? I told you guys just like a minute ago that it's the size of an avocado. And then I wanted to make sure I was right because I know baby was an avocado last week. And this is why I said donuts and avocados are not the same size. I feel like an avocado is kind of like bigger, but one app says baby is the size of an avocado. Another app says that baby is the size of like a small Belgian waffle. So I told you guys 4 to 5 inches. So just picture something 4 to 5 inches and that's how big baby is. How have I been feeling? So last week I told you guys that I was feeling very meh during that whole week. Like my mood, my energy, my like desire to do things, like everything was very low. And then this week, I feel like my energy is better, my mood is improving. I don't feel as like down in the dumps, you know? Yeah, just more energized, a bit happier. Like, I feel like I'm not as like meh this week, which is really cool. It's also just like a really big week, like it's Easter weekend and stuff. So I think just like the spirit is just like giving me life this week, which is incredible. I have been tired lately, which isn't abnormal. I mean, obviously like I'm growing a baby, I'm gonna be tired, but I've been tired like earlier in the day. So around like 5 p.m. I start to hit my wall of like, wow, I really just want to lay down the rest of the day. So I've been trying to go to bed earlier or sleep in a smidge bit later just to like make sure I'm getting enough sleep and enough rest, which if you know me, it's really hard for me to sacrifice like daytime working hours for extra sleep. I'd rather just get up early and suffer a little bit and get things done during the day. But overall, I would think my feelings are pretty good. I read in my book as well that my moods are gonna be all over the place. My moods, my feelings, my emotions. I was telling Wade last night, I was like, oh, you should expect a lot of mood swings and a lot of emotional changes that are so sudden during this second trimester. And he was just like, oh, is that what that is? Like, it's funny because like we were both like I'm very honest about it. I'm like, I'm having a baby, my body's going through things. If I'm irritable or like just like frustrated, like let it be, I'm fine. So it's been really weird to like really manage my emotions and to constantly check myself with like, this isn't you as a person. This is just what your body is dealing with and how your hormones are responding and how your emotions are responding. So just do the best you can. So other mamas out there who maybe are super irritable these days and like taking it out on their loved ones and you're like, what am I doing? This isn't like me. Like, give yourself some grace because you're right, this isn't like you because your body's going through something that you don't typically go through every day. And, you know, maybe just take a lot more time for yourself and do things that make you feel good even before pregnancy or during pregnancy. Like, make sure you prioritize your joy and like self-care, whether it's mentally, physically, how you fuel your body, so what you're eating, what you're drinking. Like, just make sure you're taking care of yourself, and your moods should reflect how you feel on the inside. So if you're doing everything good on the inside and taking care of yourself, then your mood should reflect that. That's what I think. Coffee. It's still hot. Okay. I don't know if I told you guys, if I said this in the last episode, which my mom brain does, I forget so many things now, and I'm hoping it goes away. I've had some moms say like, oh, like if you have mom brain now, trust me, it never goes away. And like, we're gonna get on this subject about, you know, feedback like that to first time moms or new moms, because I just like, I don't know, I have some thoughts. But I drink my Nespresso coffee and I have like a regular cup. Like, I don't have espresso shots. I just get like a regular like vanilla custard or hazelnut muffin or like regular flavored coffees. And I've been limiting myself to 1 cup of coffee a day, and I was kind of complaining on Instagram. I was like, I can't believe I can only have 1 cup a day. This is crazy. And people were telling me, oh, you can have 2 cups. And so of course I Googled it. I was like, can I have 2 cups of coffee? Like, is that too much caffeine for baby? What's gonna happen? And then it said you can have 2 cups of coffee if it's a low caffeine type of coffee. So I was like, oh, okay, well, let me check how much Nespresso pods are, because it's just a regular coffee. Like, how much caffeine could be in it? And all of my flavors, they said, range from 170 to 200 milligrams. So like my cap of caffeine for the day. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm trying to get through these current pods I have, because I don't want to waste them, and Wade probably won't drink them. So I'm trying to get through them. I may just give them to Wade's mom, and then I'm just gonna order like nothing but half calf from Nespresso, or maybe even their decaf, because their decaf's actually really good, and just drink that. And I know that there will probably be moms saying like, you don't even have to worry about that, it's okay. And I'm like, but for me, like, I want to make sure I'm doing what's best for like me and baby, and I feel like being on top of my caffeine intake is part of that. So I just thought that was crazy that an espresso pod was a full day's worth of caffeine that you can have when you're pregnant, and a lot of people didn't know that. So what if there's moms out there drinking 2 Nespresso pods? Because I was the girl drinking 2 Nespresso pods before I was pregnant. It was crazy. I was having an energy drink worth of coffee. Nuts. Next question was body changes. So like I said in the last video, I'm just continuing to get like just softer, which I feel like is the best word I can describe. Like, my body is literally just the softest it's ever been. And there's muscle there. Like, when I work out, I see it, I feel it, I know it's there, but for some reason, it's just really, it's looking soft AF. But yeah, so that's happening. My skin's getting a lot more dry than usual, so I've been putting lotion on like after I get out of the shower. I've been trying to put it on at night on my legs and my arms because they're getting really dry. I don't think I mentioned this in my last video or in my what to expecting video, but I also have small patches of eczema, which I've had eczema in the past. I think I had my first case of eczema when I was just out of high school, and it was on my arms, my neck, my chest. It was pretty bad, and I think it was really just an irritation from being in the summer heat in Texas and like going from hot to cold, and my skin just not liking it. But I've had eczema flare-ups on the back of my arms, so I have a couple patches here and there. So I've been having to put eczema cream on because they flare up sometimes. They look a lot better now than they did in the first trimester. The first like 4 to 8 to 9 weeks of it, like they were bad eczema marks, like just red blotches. And I was like, oh no, if this is gonna be the whole pregnancy, like that's gonna stink, because the cream that I was using, like it toned down the redness, but it wasn't making it go away. And now you can see it's a different color patch than the rest of my arm, so it looks like a skin thing, but it's not as red as it used to be. So I've been managing my eczema flare-ups. Also, I don't know if this is like TMI, but my nips have been drying out a lot. Like the last couple days, like really dry, the driest they've ever been. So I've been putting like my belly butter on them for now till I get nipple butter, because I don't know why they're drying. I didn't read that happens, but I'm assuming because overall my skin is getting drier, I just need to hydrate my skin more. But also, I drink so much water. I drink at least a gallon a day, so I don't know what's going on with my skin. But that's been a big body change, is my skin's super dry and like nips are getting dry, which is the weirdest concept to me. I'm like, why are you looking like this? This is not okay. And my boobs have also gotten like bigger, I feel, this week. Like they just look fuller, which I'm not a boob girl. I'm dealing with it because I know I need them. Other body changes, I think my face skin is clearing up more this past week. Last week I had a lot of acne, which I think is probably due to how I was eating more than pregnancy hormones, because it was like around here, which I feel like this is more eating and stress than anything else. But it's clearing up now, which is really nice. The only thing that's not clearing up is like my natural rosy like patches over here. But yeah, my skin's starting to look better. People say I have a glow. Yay, I have a glow. And I think that's really all the body changes that are happening. All of my clothes still, well, my athletic clothes still fit me really well, so I'm still a small in my leggings and shorts and a medium in my tops. My regular clothes, I've already ordered dresses and loose jumpsuits and like different things from Amazon and Old Navy, which I'll do like a try on haul of those things on my Instagram, my TikTok, and I can share my links and stuff on my next bump date. But I'm already ordering clothes that are more flowy, that I can just belt whenever I'm not pregnant anymore and stuff like that, just because I know none of my jeans fit. I think one pair fits barely, so none of my jeans fit. I have no denim shorts. My t-shirts don't fit. I have to sleep in wade shirts now because my t-shirts that I sleep in are just so snug that it's super uncomfortable. Perks of getting softer and wider. Energy levels. I said in the beginning, my energy is a lot better this week. I obviously wake up kind of tired, and then by 5 p.m. I'm tired, but throughout the day I feel pretty active compared to last week. I feel like I'm more focused. I've been getting more work done. I've been able to train a little bit harder. I ran this week 2 miles, felt great. I still have to do my second run this week, which will either be today or tomorrow, and that felt great. Like I wasn't even tired at 2 miles. I just stopped because I was like, I've been at the gym for a long time, I'm gonna leave. So that was nice. And I've been able to do more things around the house. Last week I literally was just letting the house just get dirtier and dirtier and dirtier because I was just too tired to do anything, and I had no energy or motivation to do anything. And this week is different. This week I feel better, which is great. I hope that this continues upward and that I continue to stay energized, because there's just a lot to do in this house, which I've decided I'm gonna do like a like a nesting series on top of this bump date series, which mainly my nesting series means I will be cleaning certain rooms of the house and prepping this house for a baby. Wade and I are house hunting for a bigger home, but until we land one, I just want to declutter, get rid of things, and clean up this house that we're in. 1, for my sanity. 2, it'll make it easier when we move. And 3, I am a cleanaholic and I love organizing and cleaning and decluttering things. So that's going to be another series that I'll take you guys through, and it'll probably be kind of fun. Who knows? Cravings! Okay, so you guys know I love the cravings part to this bump date, and if you guys watched my last YouTube video, I showed you guys the craziest craving I had yet, which was a Chef Boyardee, like, microwavable meal, and it tasted okay, I don't know if it was worth it, but it's what I wanted at the time and it felt like it was right. So I had that, and then I didn't crave any buffalo this week, which is crazy. I had nothing buffalo. I had eggs and toast almost every day, and then I craved donuts yesterday, so I got Krispy Kreme. I settled for Krispy Kreme and just so I could have donut holes. And I've been loving PB&Js lately, like really loving PB&Js. I've had maybe 4 or 5 this week because they just sound so good, so I've had that. And then I've had random cravings that I just say out loud, but I'm not desperately in need of it. Last night I said, oh my gosh, Jimmy John's sounds so good. I'm not eating deli meat during this pregnancy, so can't even have Jimmy John's. And then I told Wade I wanted Chili's for some reason. Like I was picturing the the like bacon something sliders. That sounded delicious. Again, everything I say like sounds good, but I don't think I need it enough because I never go get them. I just say, oh, this sounds kind of delicious. I wonder what that would taste like, you know? And I just don't actually do it. I just stick to whatever I buy from the store because I'm trying to not waste my money, you guys. It's a problem because I would always love to eat out versus getting what I get at the grocery store. I don't know. It's a struggle. But I've also noticed with my hunger levels the last like maybe 3 or 4 days, like my hunger levels have dipped. Not to the sense that I'm eating like 1 meal a day and then that's it, but to the sense of like I used to be able to eat 3 meals a day with snacks and I'd still feel somewhat hungry towards the end of the day. And then ever since the second trimester started, I feel like that level of hunger has decreased. And so of course I looked it up because I mean I know I need to be eating more, and so of course I'm having 3 meals a day with some snacks in between, like just to make sure I know I'm eating enough for me and baby, even if I'm not super hungry. And I looked it up, and let me pull up what I read so I don't say the wrong thing. So I looked it up last night, and it says slowing down of the digestive system in second trimester. So this is kind of, I guess, a common thing that either your hunger increases and you eat a lot more, or sometimes it feels like your hunger is decreasing. So it says in most cases, a decrease in appetite during the second trimester of pregnancy is caused by sluggishness in the digestive system. It says the increasing size of the uterus and the lower abdomen places a strain on the stomach and the digestive system, which can cause a loss of appetite or constipation. I don't have the constipation part, but I do have the loss of appetite part. During this time, the mother's progesterone levels also rise. This causes the muscles in your digestive tract to relax, which in turn slows down the movement of your bowels. This is the body's way of ensuring that the developing fetus receives an adequate supply of nutrients for its growth. Your body is able to extract more nutrients from the food you eat when it remains in your digestive tract for a longer period of time. So that's what I found on, that's a similar answer I found on a handful of websites when I looked it up last night. Because it was either like the super drastic moms who haven't eaten for 12 or 24 hours, or moms who like had a cracker for the day and ate nothing else. Like that's what they were showing me at first, and I was like, no, like I'm eating, but I'm forcing myself to eat because I know baby needs food. So it's really weird for me. I've never been in this stage where I don't feel hungry. Like I'm always hungry all the time. I love eating, I love food, and it's just been really weird that yesterday I had my eggs and 2 pieces of toast and I was full for like 3 hours. And then I hit the 3-hour mark and I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to eat something. Like it's been 3 hours. And so I had a PB&J, ate that, waited, and then that held me over for 2 hours. And it just didn't make sense to me because I feel like my eating schedule was pretty consistent up to this point. So I guess that's a big body change or hunger change or something, but my digestive system or tract is apparently slowing down to make sure baby gets all the nutrients it needs. And I don't really know what to do about that because I don't want to eat just 1 or 2 big meals and, you know, not eat anything else. I'm like, that's not nearly enough calories, especially because I think I'm an active person. So yeah, that's my struggle right now, is trying to make sure I'm eating the foods I need to eat, that are good for me and baby, but also not overstuffing myself to where I'm like sick because I'm worried I'm not feeding baby enough. So hopefully this kind of adjusts on its own. I feel like if by next week, if this feeling continues, then I'm gonna probably call my doctor just to make sure like everything's fine. And I also am changing up how I eat. So for the next few days, I'm gonna do more smaller meals just to make sure I'm not overfeeding myself that causes me to be full for hours on end. And also just to make sure that I'm still getting in the foods that I need, even though I'm eating just smaller meals throughout the day. So this morning I had protein waffles with peanut butter and a banana, and that should hold me over for another like hour or so. And then I think I'm gonna make eggs with turkey sausage just so I can make sure I get my protein in. And we're just gonna kind of proceed like that and see if the smaller meals help, because I don't like feeling so full after breakfast. Like, it's just a strange feeling and I don't like it. What am I excited about? Well, I know that between weeks 18 and 22 or 23, I should start to feel baby move. So that's really exciting, even though I'm still a good week and a half, 2 weeks away. Next week is our first gender reveal. So I'm gonna try and film a bump date and film a gender reveal for Florida. So we're doing that on Friday next week. And then the week after that, we'll go to Houston and do one on Saturday. But yeah, I'm very excited for that. I can't wait to film it, can't wait to show you guys and finally tell you what baby is. It's gonna be so great. And I mean, I'm really just excited for just the pregnancy to continue. I feel like my bump is coming, gender reveals are happening. You know, I'm almost at 20 weeks, which is insane because that's like the halfway point, which is, I'm glad it's flying by because I want to meet baby, but I'm also not glad it's flying by because it's my first time being pregnant. And so I'm trying to like soak up every like minute of it, and it's just zooming, man. It's just zooming by. And so I'm trying to take as many videos and pictures as I can for me, and also like to show baby, like, look how cute you were in there. It was so adorable. So I guess I'm just excited for the bittersweet feeling of getting further along in pregnancy while also just wanting it to slow down just a little bit. What's been hard? Dealing with the hunger changes has been hard, mainly because I'm just worried that with me feeling full, I'm not going to give enough nutrients to baby. And so that's hard to deal with because I just want to do everything in my power to make sure baby is healthy. And I can only manage so much to help with that. And so food is one of them. And so when I feel super full, but I know I need to give baby certain things that I haven't had yet, or like certain nutrients that I haven't eaten yet because it was planned to eat on my other meals, like it just makes me feel kind of out of control and kind of nervous that I'm just depriving baby of something. So that's been hard. Getting used to changing how I get up and things like that has been hard. That I can't just sit up anymore. I still have the strength to do it, but I've been reading and watching videos that says, you know, the sooner you start rolling on your side and pushing yourself up, the better, because your core is getting weaker the bigger baby gets because it's expanding. So to put that extra pressure on your core every time you sit up, like, it's not good. And so just learning how to do things in a more precautious way that I've never had to think about before is pretty challenging for me. Wade says I'm a bull in a china shop, which is kind of accurate, which basically just means like I move at a quick pace and I like stand up quick. I sit down and stand up really fast. I do things like with purpose, I guess, and I have to slow down so much just to make sure I'm not, you know, pulling a groin or hurting my back or hurting my core, my stomach, because there's been instances where I sit up and it's like a shooting pain in my abs and I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it again. Like, I got up too fast. And I hate that because like if I feel the pain in my head, I think baby feels it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm putting my baby under stress. Like, what am I doing? So that's been hard. It's just changing basically the mechanics of how I've been doing my life for the last 29 years to doing things so different and actually having to think before I do things. That's been kind of tough. but I'm sure the bigger I get, the more likely I'm gonna end up rolling around everywhere anyway. So maybe it'll get easier as I get bigger. And I guess another thing that's been hard for me is I don't know how to handle comments from like moms who've had 1 to 2 kids or have been through pregnancy. And I don't know how to handle the comments that are kind of like backhanded negative comments. I've been seeing a lot of, you know, if you think you're tired now, just wait till the baby gets here. You're never gonna sleep again. Or, oh, you think you feel like fluffy now, just wait, like your body never comes back. Like, you know, I feel like maybe people are trying to come off as funny, or maybe they're just trying to be realistic, or maybe that's just their experience, so they think that's how it is for everybody. But I don't know, I just feel like I have a hard time with comments like that, because as a first-time mom, I would prefer encouragement and realism, but realism that isn't just solely based on your personal experience, because then just because you experienced it, it doesn't make it factual for me, and it doesn't make it factual for all pregnancies. So I guess that's why I have such a hard time, because I know moms who have bounced back so quick after having kids. I know moms who are on a great sleeping schedule. I know moms who can work from home, take care of their kids, clean the house. Like, I know so many different types of moms that it's like for people to only want to tell me the negative side to their pregnancy. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like raining on a parade when you don't really have to, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being overly sensitive about it, or maybe I'm just overthinking it. But, you know, I'd love to hear like comments on that, because maybe it is just me, or maybe other people think the same and they just never wanted to say it. But I hope that when I get through this first pregnancy, that if new moms ever come to me, that I hope that I approach them with like love and encouragement first, before I say like, you're never gonna sleep again. Like, I hope I don't, you know, shower them with negative thoughts or feedback from pregnancy, I guess, is what I hope for. Not saying that, you know, everybody loves pregnancy and everybody feels great and everybody does amazing after they have their baby, like everybody flourishes. Like, I'm well aware that people go through like depression states. I'm well aware that people struggle with pregnancy, because my pregnancy journey has been pretty easy, so I'm super blessed in that. And I know people who've had really hard pregnancy journeys. Like, so I get that everybody's experience is super different, and maybe that's why some people relate to only what they experience, because maybe it was just that hard on them that they kind of were blinded to any goodness that was in it, because it was so challenging that that's all they really saw. I don't know. I guess just comment below if you have tips on how to handle comments like that, and how I can continue to be gracious about it and not take it personally, because I really do think that people aren't trying to be mean and they're not trying to be negative. But, you know, I feel like anything through DMs or social media, it's hard to not read it with like a connotation in your own mind versus what the person meant. So I don't know, a warning for you guys too. If people tell you something that you think is offensive or mean or discouraging to you, maybe take a step back and think, maybe they didn't mean it this way. What if they meant it like this? And read it with a more positive light. And what is coming next? The final topic. I already told you guys gender reveals are coming. I knew this time would fly by. April is gonna just zoom, because we have our gender reveal next week, and then we go to Texas for a week, gender reveal there, and then we come back, and then we got our anatomy scan. So there's just a lot happening. It's a lot. And so between now and the end of April, you guys are gonna be hearing the same things on what's to come next. So what else is coming next is I'm creating like little drafts on Canva on what I want baby's room to look like. And they're coming out so cute that I hope I can bring this vision to life, because I feel like it's gonna be the perfect vibe for baby's room. So that's pretty exciting, is just thinking of decor and things like that for baby's room. But that is all I have for you guys. I hope you guys loved this week 16 bump date video. Make sure you like, comment below what you want to hear in week 17's video. Comment below if you think it's a girl or a boy, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the gender reveals and you don't miss week 17 bump date, and so you don't miss any more of this journey, because I think it's gonna be really fun. Okay, so I'll see you guys next time.